Choopy's going back in a couple days. Gotta clean him up a little bit. Left all my combs and stuff, my Cocker Spaniel gear. They're maintenance, they are. Choopy's not too bad. He isn't. Mila, that's a dog of a different story. That dog has crazy hair. Absolutely crazy hair. But I don't have a comb with me. That's one thing. If you oh, Choopy's dumping, good. If you have a Cocker Spaniel, a metal comb works real good, and a real nice pair of scissors, not to cut any mat out, but to split the mat. I prefer that to a mat splitter, actually. So we're gonna go see what this neighborhood pet store has. I would imagine they have stuff, you know. If they don't, we'll get in the car. All right, so I picked up his dump. You have to pick up the dumps. New York City, Brooklyn, well, a lot of dog owners don't. Sort of sucks. Choopy heel, ow, my leg. But, so we're walking up here, it's not too far. And there's a dog that's acting weird, so we're gonna stop. Choopy, oh, Choopy's dumping again. Good. But, so we're gonna stop. The dog's on a harness, so it's gonna be a mess. We just don't wanna deal with it, you know? But, so I don't know, so we're gonna go check out this pet store. But while we're walking up here, Choopy heel. While we're walking up here, I'm making sure that Choopy is compliant. He has to be. Choopy's been doing an awesome heel. This isn't a far walk, it's probably 15 minutes from my house. But his heel is real nice. And that was one of the problems that his mom was having. Oh look, here it is with him. But it's just that she stopped putting the e-collar on. If your dog's e-collar condition, keep putting it on. Put it on, and even after the dog is trained, you keep putting it on for 5 or 6 months to become collar-wise. See what they got in here. Should leave the cat alone. Heel. Boy, that legend pet on Howard had nothing. Had fucking nothing. They didn't have a comb, they didn't, you know. It's a waste of time, other than I walked up here with Choopy, so it wasn't a waste of time. I'm glad I didn't walk up here alone. And we're getting some of Choopy's training out of the way. It's what it is, it's about consistency. And when I got the dog doing a board and train, I work him so many times a day, you know. That's what the owner's paying me to do. I usually do more than is required. I'm a freak. The dog's like never good enough. Like I'll do 6 or 7 sessions and I'll be like, shit, let's go out and do another session before we go to bed. I don't know. People are paying money and the dog is a reflection upon me. So I sort of feel obligated that when the dog is with me that I get it as good as I can get it. The better that the dog performs for me, the better it's going to perform for the owner. Do they perform better for me than the owner? Well, yeah, of course. But that doesn't mean that the owner can't get the dog to that point. You know, there's nothing mystical about me. I don't have a magic wand or anything. I'm a human just like the owner. So it's about consistency and doing enough repetition, you know. So he's good, man. Look at him heel. I gotta have him off leash right now. Oh, here comes the dog. Choopy, heel. Sit. So the dog was on a harness. Wasn't behaving, she was actually picking the dog up. Choopy was compliant. Of course. Look at the dog turning around looking and shit. A harness. Harnesses are heel. Harnesses are for sled dogs, guide dogs. Harnesses promote pulling and bad behavior. That's why guide dogs, they have harnesses, but they're highly trained, and only a certain percentage of dogs can be guide dogs, or service dogs for all that matters. But it sort of depends. It does. One dog that couldn't be a guide dog, it might not be able to be a good guide dog, but it might be a service dog for somebody else doing some other type of physical assist. It's a fact. But not all dogs can be service dogs. Any dog that has a bite history would sort of make it so that it isn't a service dog. However, I trained a dog that had a bite history to be a service dog. It was being food trained. We stopped that, we nipped that in the bud, trained it. The dog hasn't bit anybody since. A golden doodle. Trained this time last year. Spent extra time with me because the owner had to do some stuff in Europe. So it also was boarded for a while. But she's great. I hope I see her again. I'm in contact with the owner. He lost the e-collar. I had to order a new e-collar and send it to him. He's on my Facebook page. You know. Just like a friend. I consider him a friend. You know. He's a good guy. He's smart. He stopped food training his dog. That's the thing. So a lot of people just don't know. And there's like an army of these food trainers out here selling disinformation and telling people what they want to hear. It's not beneficial to canines. It's not. This food training, it's about sales. It is. That's what it is. It's about selling somebody something that really isn't very effective. It's not effective at all, and it causes problems. In that dog's case, you know, the dog bit the owner and the owner's girlfriend. It's just nonsense. Some food trainer in New York City by the name of Drew. I won't say his last name, fuck it. I heard stories that like the owner was with this dog trainer, Drew, and he was trying to get, you know, Jane to do something, and Jane wouldn't do anything for the guy. Wouldn't do anything. So the dog trainer, quote dog trainer, didn't charge the owner anything and was telling the owner that he should put the dog down. Now, as soon as I got the dog to respond to everything. The dog does physical assist work, retrieves, all kinds of stuff, you know, all compliant. Everything was taught as an implied stay. You know, I have pictures of the dog on the beach in Israel and shit. You know, the dog's doing great. Don't food train your dog. It's ridiculous. Don't even give the dog treats. Are you feeding your dog once or twice a day? Then don't give it treats unless you're an idiot and you want to see the dog spinning around, you know. Listen, the dog that's jumping around like that doesn't love you, okay? They're excited. That's all that is. It's excitement. The excitement is the point where all dogs make a mistake. They bark, lunge, bite, or just don't listen. Joopy's right at heel. I think Joopy was food trained early on. You know, I might have been a food trainer that actually put a type of pressure collar on Joop. I think. I don't know. I don't really care. It happened on the West Coast. Joopy's great now. He is. He's a fave. He's definitely a favorite. I get to hang out with him like I hang out with my own dogs. You know? It's the truth. Him or Micah and Mila, his cousin. I miss those two. Mila's pregnant right now. Unbelievable. I cannot even imagine what like a 2-day-old English Cocker puppy looks like. I saw Charlie at 9 weeks, and Charlie was cuter than fucking shit. He was. That dog, man, they're cute. Look at Joopy. Come on, Joop, heel. It's hot out. I guess I'll put Joopy up and get in the car and go get our shit. You know, I'll drive someplace that I know they have it. So it wasn't a waste because we got some training done. We essentially just worked on heel, making sure that Joopy knows he has to be compliant. And I found out that that pet store, that Legend pet store, is just a joke. You know, they had fucking nothing in there. Nothing. He was just making excuses. Oh, we ran out of that. Oh, we ran out of that. So you ran out of everything. And then he wanted to talk about how he has grooming coming in there. You know? People see the English Cocker and they're, you know, oh yeah, we're gonna have grooming. You know? Honestly, grooming, I took Joopy to Petco in the Beaver Dams area, and they did a pretty good job. You know, I was very specific, but they did a pretty good job. Anyway, all right, Joopy's going up and I'm getting in the hot car.